Oh God, please. Please make it stop. Make her stop. She's been sitting in here in the car writing a script for the past hour. Please. I just want to go home. Please. Please. Please let me go home. The trans grifters. It's an increasingly popular fad, a trend, if you will, among certain groups of people. It's almost like a social contagion of sorts, where these trans people slash detrans people will simply say wrong things, like really wrong things, like stupidly wrong things. There's a new player, there's a new grifter in the works here, and we don't get that often anymore. Like brand new trans grifters. Usually it's your Blaire White, Buck Angel. There's a couple of others that are like common, but you don't get new ones very often anymore. Enter Kelly Cadigan. Now, I haven't really done a whole lot of research on Kelly, but she's got some very interesting content, of which I've seen a couple of things. So we're just going to go over some of it. I don't have like a well-structured segment here or anything, but I just want to see it.
So it's day 11 of being on the right, and today I want to talk about why I'm owning the pick-me status that everyone seems
She's
to want
owning
to
it.
call me.
Slay.
Here's why you should pick me. Because I'm actually a part of the transgender community.
Oh, okay.
I've made a full transition as a minor. And as someone with experience in that, I'm an advocate for stating that people probably should wait until the age of 18 to trans.
Okay, so she's just a pull up the ladder kind of trans grifter. You know, she got the affirming care that she needs as a child, and she still continues to identify as a woman. One of the most passing trans women probably that I've ever seen, to be honest with you. And I know that passing doesn't necessarily mean anything about how trans you are, quote unquote, but you have to admit that, like, there's not a single person in their right mind who would ever look at this person and call them anything other than a woman, right? So you can see how much childhood transitioning helps you overall, right, into adulthood. So this trans woman transitioned as a child, and now she's going to tell everybody else why they should not do the same, despite the fact that she still identifies as a trans woman. I am very curious as to where she goes with this.
Transition. Because I know what it's like. I know that you are extremely young and spontaneous to be making permanent life decisions like that. And that doesn't mean I regret my transition. It just means I can look back and see it for what it was.
Right. I don't regret it, but, you know, like some people might. Think about it, right?
You want to call me a pick-me?
Yes.
That's exactly what I am. Screw the still hot, though. Pick me. I'm the one that actually cares about this community.
Yes.
I care about the trans community, for the real transgender people, for the real transsexuals. Yes. I'm genuinely concerned for where this community is going, where speaking...
Just a real quick side note, I hate that transsexual has been like claimed by these fucking trans medicalists. I hate that so much, because if you can understand the difference between gender and sex, then we should be able to employ both the terms transgender and transsexual, because that would entail that anybody can be transgender at any point they want. The transsexual part of it would come in if you start hormones, or if you get breast reduction, or genital surgery, whatever, what have you. I don't think it's that important, but like, if we're being consistent, right? That bugs me. Anyway.
Facts now is considered enough to kick you out of the community, to say that you shouldn't be a part of like LGBTQIA plus whatever.
There it is. There's the joke. Oh, I love that one. Oh man, tack on more letters and a few click consonants from an African culture, please. That would be awesome. And an emoji. Just add and then 50 numbers after that, please. That would be so fucking funny.
And honestly, I don't even really want to be a part of it, because the way that the left has turned on me for just having a different opinion on things and a different...
What's the opinion?
Perspective, and wanting to protect children and not have minors making decisions they're going to regret into adulthood, and
possibly regret, which you didn't, clearly.
Owning that my biology is male, and saying every trans person should own their biology because it'll make you love yourself more and accept yourself more for who you are. Oh, but that's toxic.
Source.
Of me. That's so transphobic. No, I'm trying to help people. I'm the one that actually wants to help you. If you're someone who's about to go through a transition, listen to me, because these people that are telling you everything's perfect.
Oh God, please make it stop. Make her stop. She's been sitting in here in the car writing a script for the past hour. Please, I just want to go home. Please let me go home.
It's not. This is a really hard road, and if you have to go down it for your own mental health, then you got to do what you got to do. After the age of 18, at least that's what I think it should be legally. But I am tired of being told that I'm a pick-me.
You are.
But you know what? I'm done being.
Okay, if you're tired of being told that you're a pick-me, stop being a fucking pick-me. Just stop it. You can just stop. You can't stop being trans. You can't stop that. You can stop being a pick-me.
I'm tired of it. You want me to be a pick-me? Pick me. Choose me.
She'll be chosen first for the death camps, as we all know. The people who align themselves closest to fascists end up being the first ones in the camps. They're the easiest to get to. They're right next to them. Yoink! That's how it works. Let's go through some of her posts. Let's see. Oh man, there's some context for some of these. Hold on. We do accept my biology. It's just that transphobic to use biology to misgender and invalidate your gender. That is correct. Yeah, God, I cannot stand this idea that like trans people have no idea like what their biology is. Like, oh, if you're trans, then you're being told that like your chromosomes aren't actually what they are, or that your genitals aren't actually what they are. And like, none of that's true. Trans women know what they're packing. Trans men know what they're packing, okay? They know. And that's why, think about this for like 2 seconds, and the logic breaks down. If you're honestly believing that like trans women think that they don't have a dick when they do, why does phalloplasty, or not phalloplasty, the other one, vaginoplasty exist? Why? There's no reason for vaginoplasty to exist. Same for phalloplasty for trans men, by the way. It's both. There's no reason for that to exist if they already think that they have the genitals that they want. And also, they'd be a fucking lot happier if they thought that, honestly. Like, it'd be a lot simpler if they just thought that they had those genitals, and then they'd be happy. The reason they're not happy is because they don't. A lot of them. Many trans women choose not to get vaginoplasty. Same for trans men and phalloplasty. But you guys get my point. It's like saying adopted kids don't accept their blood. They know their adopted parents are their biological parents, but they see their yeah, that's actually a really, really good comparison. I like that. If they see their adopted parents as the real parents, they are their real parents. Yeah. So like, yeah, that's a really good point. You know, me and Katie used to date somebody. It was our third basically, and she was adopted. And she had a pair of adopted parents and a pair of biological parents, both of which she was acquainted with. Parenting can be a social construct, right? Who is the parents? Well, it's kind of both of them. In a biological sense, the biological parents of, her name was Rox, of Rox, the people who gave birth to her, right? The literal people who inseminated, you know, who it's even the thing in the thing, the tadpole and the orb. Tadpole ponders his orb and then the baby. That's biological. But socially, her parents were the adopted parents, right? That's a really good comparison. I like that a lot. Good job. Good job, Doozle. There is man and woman, nothing more, nothing less. Let's do one more video from her, just to get another taste.
So on my last video, I talked about how there were only two genders, man and woman. And I received a ton of comments of people being like, oh, ancient civilizations recognized more than two genders.
That is true.
And I'm like, guys, they believed a lot of things back then that were not true.
Okay, fair point. Go on.
And I'm sorry, especially back then when they didn't have hormone replacement therapy, anyone that did identify as something other than man or woman was recognized as either a man or woman until someone told them otherwise, because they just looked like what they are.
That's not always true. There are natural fluctuations. Do these people not know how biology work? Like, I'm low T by nature, okay? Or it could be because of health reasons, like socially. But, you know, for all intents and purposes, my testosterone was lower than the average person by 1 point. 299 as opposed to 300, okay? The 300 is the lowest on the range. I'm low T, so I had to take testosterone to enhance my testosterone levels. My beard grew a little bit more. My voice deepened. My hairline is even worse than it was before. That's just the nature of sex hormones. You know, you have a lot of some and not very much of the other for most people. But some people get a little mix of both, and you have guys that look like girls. That happens all the time, and you have girls that look like guys sometimes. I just saw there. I'm fairly sure that she was a cis woman. I don't want to assume that, but let's assume that she was a cis woman because that's how she was presenting, and that's kind of the read that I got on her. And she had some facial hair growing. That was at the movie theater that I was just at. So like, women can get facial hair. Men sometimes don't. They don't always just look like what they are. Like, there was a whole bearded lady pariah back in the circus age, right? Like, she wasn't on fucking testosterone.
Like, I'm sorry, if we took a group of people, right, and put them under like a bubble and they had no access to like outside media or any of our current culture, they would recognize that there are people with male anatomy and female anatomy.
So is that what you want to do? Do you want to restrict access to all those hormones, which, by the way, you yourself are taking and have been taking since you were very young? Do you want to restrict that for people? Because I have news for you. Ultimately, I think it's good to point out that there is a historical precedent for trans people existing. Of course there is. Like, that's a very good thing to point out. But the other part of that is, who cares if there's not? It's not like there was historical precedent for cancer treatments before we actually invented the treatment for cancer. But you don't see people ranting and raving about how bad cancer treatments are for us because like we never had it before. You know what I mean? Like it's just a stupid point. She just took her privileges for granted. Of course she did. And now she's making money. She's making money, okay? Making money off of this shit. She's got 25,000 fucking Twitter followers. If you're a trans person or a detransitioner and you are a conservative grifter, there is a lot of money to be made there, okay?
There would be nothing in between, right? So why are we acting like there's more than two? This is America. If you want to identify as another gender, go for it.
Okay, cool. We're on board. We're on the same page. So why do you have a problem with it?
You can label yourself whatever you want. You have that freedom.
Yeah.
But do not make me feel like I have to recognize that as legitimate or else.
So then we don't have that right. So you're saying we don't have that right to do that.
It's hate? Oh, but Kelly.
Okay, let me put it this way. If somebody walks up to you and they say, I'm a woman. Let's say that somebody walks up to this person and they say, I'm a woman. And this person says, no, you're not. Look at you. You have some hair on your face. Like we just talked about, women do have that. Cis women have that. You have a jawline that's too square. Your fat distribution does not align to what I would expect a woman's fat distribution to align with. Therefore, I am not going to respect your insistence that you are a woman. I'm going to call you a man. And you know nothing about this person, okay? What the fuck gives you the right to do that? What gives you the right to do that? Like, seriously. Yeah, you have a legal right to not recognize somebody's gender. Sure. I don't think you should be jailed for it. But you got another thing coming if you think people are going to put up with that shit and, like, want to actually be around you.
I can't say that because then she's a pick me. Oh, pick me, choose me. Yeah, pick me. Because, sorry, I'm picking common sense. That's what I'm picking.
Oh, God.
And it seems like common sense ain't so
common sense is the go-to when you do not have evidence.
Common anymore.
Common sense isn't so common anymore. My fucking mom says that, dude. What the fuck? Boomer. She looks like a fetus and she's a fucking boomer. Imagine. Just selling your soul like this. Pronouns pick/me. Love that for her, honestly. I love that for me. I can't believe that Pick would do that. That's so gross of me. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. You can join my channel membership at youtube.com/AlecGunter/TTV/join for only 99 cents a month. That's less than the price of a blowjob from your mom. You can be part of the channel membership program and you will get early access content as well as a sweet badge next to your name and exclusive emojis in the comments that nobody else gets. Thank you again, and I will see you all in the next video.